Wednesday, July 5th at 6:20. Well, I jumped in, so it's all right. Just wait till she gets back. We do the Lord's Prayer. Now that we've stood for the prayer, we'll say the prayer. I was pretty sure everybody'd catch on. We've done this quite a few times. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. Disclosure of pecuniary interests in the agenda for today. Having seen none, we will bring Amy Waite forward to that point and make sure your mic is on, and we'll ask you to give your presentation.
So I am Amy Waite, and I live in Foresters Falls, right in the heart of the village. I'm also one of your volunteer firefighters, not that that applies tonight. I'm here as a concerned citizen because in the agenda I had initially said I was looking for support from the municipality to create a community safety zone in the heart of the village. Upon doing some of my own research, I've kind of realized that that's not entirely feasible. It's not too likely that we would get that pushed through, and I don't even know if it's that necessary. My issue is that we've had a huge boom of children into the village, and which is fantastic to see. It's really doing a changeover. We pretty much have seniors and children, and the parents that raise the children, and that's about all. So it's really great to see the new life in the village, but in saying that, it's also an extremely busy road, and it's very, very fast. The speed limit's posted at 50, but it's very, very rare that anybody drives at 50. When somebody does, you think their car is broke down. It's very rare. So upon doing some research, I've kind of decided that maybe looking for support for a community safety zone isn't feasible, but I would like to ask for some support in having the police come and do some speed enforcement. 50 kilometers an hour is a reasonable speed to go through town. I've done it many times myself, and I made sure to keep it right at 50, and it is quite reasonable. So I don't feel as though it needs to be reduced, but we do need to find a way to enforce it. Children are supposed to be playing in their yards, not on the streets, but we live in a small community for a reason, and we would like to enjoy our community and not all be trapped inside fences. So, I don't know exactly how we would go about that. Maybe I would like to see maybe a speed board or something put up temporarily, just to remind people of their speed, because I would like to say that it's the tourists going through all the time, and it often is, but it's also the locals. They forget. They've raised their kids, and they forget that there's children in the village, and we need to be aware of them. When I first moved there, I put underground fencing in to keep my dogs safe. I can't put the collars on my kids. It's frowned upon. They don't like it. So, I don't want to fence my 3/4 of an acre to keep my children safe. I'm with them at all times, but they do like to play, in the front yard and in the backyard. We also have a school bus. We have 3 stops right in the heart of the village. At school pickup and drop-off time, it's also very busy, and people are not respecting the speed limits in the village. So
Well, I have to agree with what Amy said, and I think I'm not sure if we still have that speed board with the CPAC or not. I think we need to look at that, as well as we need to maybe get CPAC, the Renfrew detachment, and make them aware of the issues that are going on, because I think that is Renfrew detachment, is it not? So I think that needs to happen. Maybe some more patrolling, maybe a few people that do get fined that may get around and slow it down. Because I agree with Amy, and also going across that bridge is not very safe at all, because there's no shoulder at all for the children. So I will try and bring it forward, because I'm the member for CPAC, and find out just exactly what we can do.
Councillor Jackson.
Yes. Thanks, Amy, for coming. We did speak a bit on Monday as well, and I was actually at Amy's place when that car appeared to be speeding quite fast, because by the time we turned our heads, they were gone, and we were sitting in the front yard. So there are times where it's definitely busy there. There always has been. 3 and 4 years ago, though, perhaps the treasurer can confirm this, was there was speed boards budgeted for. There was 2 speed boards budgeted for, and I don't know if they were ever purchased or what happened to that. But it was the first year that we were councillors, and the year before that, at least, that they were budgeted for, and I don't think they were ever purchased.
No, I don't recall that they were, and I don't believe, trying to think back now, because that was about 3 years ago, but no, I don't believe they were.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever purchased.
I'll double check on that, but,
Councillor McLaughlin.
Just further to that, I remember, and I don't know if Kathy sat on the board, on council at the time, that we put money into the mobile speed sign that was purchased by the Renfrew detachment that was supposed to be circulated within Whitewater region as well. I'm not sure where that is or what has happened to that. But that also is another, that, because we bought into it. So that's the one I was thinking about, that they will put it there for so long.
The CPAC board is, I believe, almost at the end of its life, according to the OPP Renfrew detachment, but it is available to us. We just have to ask for it, have it located, and I think the issues that were last, you can check this out, Darrell, but the last issues were transportation. The OPP didn't want to be towing it behind their cars. But if we budgeted for boards, then I suggest that we get boards, and that's where we should put them first. And the second place we should put them is on the main street in Westmeath, because they have brought the same issue forward. Councillor Jackson.
I suspect that if they were budgeted for and they weren't purchased, then it either went into reserves, and so there is reserve money for them to be purchased again. I know there are other types of speed board counters, but it's not a flashing speed board that you can buy that attaches to telephone poles, but does give you the speeding, time of day, and traffic counts as well. Those can be purchased. I don't know if anybody still makes the flashing ones.
I see them, new ones.
New ones?
A new one in Longshore Valley today.
How much they are, but those are the ones that really get your attention. But I would recommend having the OPP certainly go around that area, and in any other areas that perhaps the manager of physical services can identify to the OPP.
Yeah. I'd ask council to direct our CAO to look after that for us. Councillor Regier.
Thanks for bringing this forward, Amy. I have to agree with you as well. I'm just wondering, on Anderson Drive in Beachburg, there's a sign that's erected and it says children at play. And I question if we couldn't put a couple of signs even down the street there that, to make people aware that there is, that there could be possible children?
So, I had first approached the county, with this issue because it's a county road, and I received an email back from Nathan Kuak explaining that we couldn't put a children, that's what I had asked for. We can't place that sign because there's no playground. So, but,
You can't put children playing signs. You can, however, put caution signs with, caution, people walking signs. There's several ways we can address it with signs. We can ask the county. We should look at, maybe Janet would look into that for us. But we can't put, and I had a conversation with Amy too, we can't put children playing signs because they have to be for playgrounds. But we can address this situation as council. We can address this situation. We can ask our CEO to ask for more patrols. We can ask the county if we can put a different type of sign up, or we can suggest it. I would believe, Janet, maybe you could do a little bit of research. They'd be hard pressed to refuse us on a safety to do something, even if we put signs at both ends. Robert.
So staff could take that as direction, and I know Councillor McLaughlin mentioned he'll mention it at the CPAC. So I'll also make the request, and staff will look at it at this specific request, but other areas of concern, and we'll report back.
Thank you. Thanks, Amy. Oh yeah, we'll take the group photos now, because we want to get rid of Tally. She's making fun of us with when we stay. Well, me anyway. Yeah, no, we'll take the group photos, and then Tally